welcome once again to the stage.
The minister says his administration is ready to partner with the Japan International Cooperation Agency to accelerate infrastructure and urban development. Federal government shortlists 65 student innovators from 30,639 applicants across tertiary institutions nationwide for final stage of student venture capital grant of 50 million naira. And DSS EFCC stormed Malami's residence over fresh corruption allegations seal facility. And this is Abuja Reports on AIT. I am Uyibimpe Wealth. Welcome. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nensom Wike, says the FCT administration is ready to collaborate with Japan on updating and implementing the Abuja Master Plan to accelerate infrastructure and urban development in the capital. Speaking during a courtesy visit to him by the Japanese ambassador and his delegation, Wike reaffirmed his commitment to working with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, describing the partnership as key to reviving the city's original design and driving critical infrastructural development.
Japanese ambassador to Nigeria was accompanied by the chief representative of the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and some other Japanese officials. Discussions focused on the Abuja Master Plan and the need for its update and effective implementation to meet the demands of a growing city.
Master Plan. You know, sometimes about 1 year ago or thereabouts, we had a meeting concerning the Abuja Master Plan, the review, and I've been informed that they are working closely with the FCDA and their team. That is very key for us. You have indeed said here what you intend to do as regards the Abuja Master Plan. We continue to cooperate with you. We continue to work with you to see that this is actualized.
Honorable Minister, with that introduction, I would like to move on to the main topic for today. I understand that you have also high expectations for the Abuja Master Plan project, which JICA is implementing to improve residents' quality of life through initiatives such as the construction of access roads. Following this statement, JICA representative Mr. Ishigame will provide a detailed explanation.
The minister reaffirmed the FCT administration's readiness to strengthen collaboration with JICA, particularly in infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture and capacity building. The Japanese delegation reiterated its commitment to supporting sustainable development in Abuja through technical assistance and strategic partnerships.
As a whole, and has been implementing various development cooperation projects in Abuja. The government of Japan intends to continue cooperating in the sustainable development of Abuja while maintaining close communication with Your Excellency.
Both sides expressed optimism that enhanced cooperation will drive urban development and improve the quality of life in the Federal Capital Territory. Chukwebuka Obodo, AIT News, Abuja.
Now, 65 student innovators from 30,639 applicants across 404 tertiary institutions nationwide have been shortlisted for the final stage of the Student Venture Capital Grant, a flag-off initiative of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu designed to accelerate high-impact student-led ventures and strengthen Nigeria's innovation-driven economy. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, in a statement signed by the ministry's spokesperson Boriowo Folashade, the milestone highlights the depth of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurial potential within Nigeria's university ecosystem. The Education Minister said the Student Venture Capital Grant, launched in December 2025 in partnership with the Bank of Industry, provides up to 50 million naira in equity-free funding to support student-led ventures that have reached the commercialization stage. Alausa said the innovation is designed to enable student entrepreneurs to scale innovative solutions, stimulate job creation, and contribute to innovation-driven economic growth. He noted that the selection of the 65 finalists followed a transparent and rigorous multi-stage evaluation process, which included applications first underwent AI-enabled screening to assess eligibility, completeness, and alignment with program objectives, followed by independent human validation to ensure accuracy and fairness. He said the shortlisted ventures were subsequently reviewed by an evaluation committee comprising representatives from government, industry, academia, and the investment ecosystem using structured criteria focused on scalability, feasibility, founder capability, and impact potential. Now, students and staffs of the Federal University of Technology, Minna, have again staged a peaceful protest, this time calling for the immediate resignation of the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the FUT Minna Governing Council, Mohammed Santuraki, over his alleged taking side with the state government to cede the Boso campus landed assets. According to them, the continual presence of the Pro-Chancellor in the office portends a great danger for the institution's survival and progress rather than defending its existence and growth. But the Governing Council promised to resolve all issues amicably.
Although the issue of land grabbing between the Federal University of Technology, Minna, and the Niger State government is being handled by the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, the issue took another dimension as the students and lecturers took over the campus in peaceful protest and stormed the venue of the council meeting. This time, they alleged that the Pro-Chancellor Mohammed Santuraki has compromised his position by taking sides with the state government to share parts of the Boso campus, which they say is unacceptable.
And Honorable Minister of Education, we are not in any agreement to share our own Boso campus. We are not in any agreement. We are not in any agreement. Yes. If that is what they agreed from the meeting, we, the entire student of Federal University of Technology.
The protest, which was taken to the venue of the council meeting, was greeted by the external member of the council, Timothy Ademola, representatives of the Education Minister, Elizabeth Emma Egoro, as well as the FUT Minna Alumni National President, Professor Shola Gabriel, assures them that the council will toe the path of law, truth, and justice in handling the matter.
I want to assure you that council members have a name to protect.
Thank you, sir.
So please, do not go with the wrong information.
He has your interest at heart. Please, just calm down. Have your peace. Just go and have your rest.
The protesting students thereafter left the venue of the council meeting after submitting their petition to the Education Minister's representative. Still, they warned that their education should not be politicized, with students and staff as well as stakeholders insisting that the institution's assets must not be compromised. Zachary Omale, AIT News, Minna.
The main opposition, the People's Democratic Party, says its national convention scheduled for March 29 and 30th will proceed as planned. The party has therefore directed relevant party organs to ensure smooth coordination of the exercise. The decision was reached at the party's 107th National Executive Committee meeting held in Abuja, where other key resolutions were also adopted. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and a national leader of the PDP, Nentom Wike, has cautioned Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde against taking on political battles beyond his capacity, stressing that politics is not contract work. He also called for unity, reconciliation, and loyalty within the party ahead of the convention.
This National Executive Committee meeting serves as a precursor to the scheduled National Convention of the People's Democratic Party, set to take place next week. Party leaders from across the country, 7 lawmakers, and key stakeholders are in attendance. Following a closed-door session, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Caretaker Committee announced major resolutions.
There is no victor and no vanquish, only a shared common to rebuild, reposition, and strengthen our party for the task ahead of all of us.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, also used the opportunity to respond to public comments made by the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde.
He said that he had a meeting with the president and said so fortunate. He said we have government, we have the judiciary, so fortunate. We also have the judiciary of Ibadan. That gave us expertise order. The judiciary. It's unfortunate. A fight you cannot fight, you started. Politics is not contractor of share. There are two different things. I didn't want to be a contractor. I wanted to have power. You wanted money. You had contract of over $1.7 million. Stay there.
The party emphasized the need for unity, reconciliation, and loyalty among its members, insisting that the People's Democratic Party remains a strong platform capable of winning elections in the country. Chukwebuka Obodo, AIT News, Abuja.
Now, DSS AFCC, who stormed and sealed the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami's house in Maitama on Monday, shortly after a visit by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, are still laying siege at his residence. The operations were linked to ongoing corruption allegations and alleged money laundering, for which the former AGF has been in and out of custody. The renewed probe by the DSS is linked to allegations that arms were discovered at Malami's residence in Kebbi State during a recent search. At his residence in Maitama, AIT's Funke Ogunlolu spoke to some of the EFCC personnel stationed at the premises, said journalists will not be allowed to gain entrance into the street housing the Malami's residence, as search is still ongoing in the building. One of the Malami's employed security guards, who disclosed anonymity, revealed to AIT that the security operatives barged into the premises at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, jumping the fence instead of passing through the gate of the house. And when he questioned them for illegal accessibility, they allegedly manhandled him and seized his phone to delete some of the recordings he captured. And this is Abuja Report on AIT, reaching you live from our Paduma Hill studios in Asokoro. Here's a reminder of our top stories. FCT Minister says his administration is ready to partner with Japan International Cooperation Agency to accelerate infrastructure and urban development. Federal government shortlisted 65 student innovators from 30,639 applicants across tertiary institutions nationwide for final stage of student venture capital grants of 50 million naira. And DSS AFCC stormed Malami's residence over fresh corruption allegations seal facility. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Abuja Reports on AIT. Now, the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation is developing new frameworks aimed at enhancing accountability, transparency, and more effective service delivery. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Wilson-Jack, made this known during the first tranche of the 2026 Citizens and Stakeholders Engagement, designed to assess public perception of government services.
The polls that we took showed that the public, the citizens, and our stakeholders would like us to engage more with them by emails. It also showed that they are satisfied with our service delivery, and that indeed they are happy with this engagement. And we'll review some of the issues that have been raised in this particular edition, and we hope that by the next edition, some of the issues would have been resolved.
Was gathered through a comprehensive process covering all states of the Federation.
It was open to everybody. It was not locked to the people in the hall or people in the office. Even online, if you participated, you could see that we put the barcode so that wherever you are in the world, there are people that voted from all over. You know, you can scan and join and vote. We're going to analyze the results, table them, and we'll submit them to the head of service. From there, we'll be directed on how to move forward.
The office also highlighted the rollout of its paperless system, which is expected to enable faster decision-making, improve access to information, strengthen transparency and accountability, while eliminating delays linked to manual processes and reducing the risk of misplaced records. Now, surveyors in Nigeria are calling for greater respect for the Land Use Act, stressing that land allocations must be strictly adhered to in line with government regulations. The professionals made the call during a procession to the office of the Inspector General of Police in Abuja, where they also raised concerns over growing safety challenges in a line of duty. They said despite their critical role in national development, issues of insecurity and harassment remains largely unresolved. It was a joyous moment for members of the Nigeria Union of Pensioners under the contributory pension scheme sector at a national Thanksgiving conference held in Abuja. The event, according to them, is to appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration for approving the sum of 758 billion naira to clear over 2 decades of federal government pension liabilities of CPS retirees across Nigeria. AIT's Amaka Ezekwe, who was at the event, now reports.
Addressing the conference, the Director General of PENCOM, Omolola Oloraro, expressed joy that the contributory pension scheme sector was revived by Tinubu's administration after more than 2 decades of neglect and suffering by retirees of the scheme.
Healthcare, very important for our senior citizens. So with Pension Revolution 2.0, we are bringing healthcare to our senior citizens. After healthcare, the next thing is working tirelessly. And I know that it is tough, but we must ensure that our senior citizens earn a living wage in retirement.
The President's Nigerian Union of Pensioners Contributory Pension Scheme, Comrade Sevanwewu, while appreciating all members of the scheme for their patient support, appealed on government to reduce the issues of those who were not captured in our gratuities.
Both the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Pension Reform Act allows for payment of pension. So we are saying they should be included. And as we speak, it's only federal government that is paying. The states are yet to pay, and when I mean the states that have keyed into the CPS. So we are making an appeal that this category of retirees should also be paid.
Other members encouraged retirees, especially those from the states, to queue into the contributory pension scheme.
They've just released 758 billion naira to offset the backlog of our entitlements, and the gratuity is still what is still pending, and we are wishing to benefit from that.
The event themed strengthening contributory.
With the launch and strengthening of a national early warning system designed to detect threats in real time and trigger rapid response. The Director General of Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Joseph Ocheku, said the National Conflict Early Warning Early Response System marks a swift shift from reactive crisis management to proactive conflict prevention across the country.
The growing security challenges across the country has necessitated the urgent need for adopting successful early warning system, which stakeholders say is key to preventing conflicts, saving lives, and strengthening national unity. The Director General of Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Joseph Ochogu, while briefing journalists, said the system is designed to identify early signs of tension, ranging from farmer-herder clashes to communal disputes, resource competition, and climate-related pressures before they escalate into violence.
The National Conflict Early Warning Early Response System represents a shift from reactive crisis management to preventive, evidence-based interventions, ensuring that emerging threats are detected early and addressed before escalation into violence. The overarching goal of the system is to strengthen Nigerians' capacity for timely conflict detection, prevention, and coordinated response.
Now, conversations around gender-based action, accountability, and community awareness. Stakeholders said that while progressing has been made, more needs to be done to protect women and girls across Nigeria. And stakeholders in Nigeria's creative industry are calling for stronger support from the federal government to unlock the full potential of the sector. The call was made at the XL Creative Hub screenwriting competition in Abuja. The creative industry, widely regarded as one of the fastest growing sectors in the country, continues to face significant challenges ranging from inadequate funding to weak institutional support and persistent piracy. The Chief Operating Officer of the organization, Joshua Akosile, stated that access to funding remains a major barrier for
to tell their stories. We cannot do it alone, so we need the government to partner in all these areas.
Just to protect intellectual property and ensure that creatives receive fair value for their work.
We need the government to partner.
More institutions, whether you're public, private, whatever, just try to have space for storytellers, whether you're telling stories within your organization or you're telling stories outside of the organization, just have a safe space for storytelling.
For a content to be seen or to be read, or a story to be watched or seen or read, it has to resonate with the human mind. It must meet to a particular pain that the humans need.
As calls for reform grow louder, stakeholders say sustained government support will be key to transforming Nigeria's creative sector into a global powerhouse. Now, as economic hardship ravaged many Nigerian communities, stakeholders in the social protection sector are calling for stronger system and inclusive policies to support vulnerable groups, especially women and children. The call was made at an outreach to celebrate Tala, where the founder of SAM Empowerment Initiative, Aisha Achimogo, addressed growing concerns around poverty, child protection, and gender inclusion. And that's Abuja Reports on AIT. I am Oyebimpe Wealth. Thanks for staying with us.